Now turn up.
What up is Marcus with Dynasty Fun Dads. I have everyone's favorite co-host, Jackson is back. You want to play with your toys? He is 5 months old already. Can you imagine that? I know you guys that have been following the journey here. I think I had him on a video. He wasn't much more than probably a couple weeks old, maybe even like a week old, but now he's big, chunky, and he wants to talk top 10 running backs of 2021. So I know I saw a lot of different even Dynasty channels doing this. So I was like, let's do it. Let's do the top 10 so you have an idea of what I'm predicting for the 2021 season. All right, number 1, CMC. I mean, this is probably the easiest thing ever. I mean, he's just such a difference maker when it comes to the running back position. You're getting a running back and a wide receiver. Is the Le'Veon Bell argument? Is why David Johnson went 101 in a mini redraft leagues as well. He's going to go 101 in probably all 1 QB redraft leagues. You want this? So that is pretty easy in my opinion. I think 1 and 2 are super easy. It's like a tier by themselves. Number 102, it is the Skull, the Viking himself. It is Dalvin Cook. And when we talk about a guy who's played 14 games back-to-back years, he always has kind of the injury-prone stigma to him. And about once a game, you're going to see him go down to what looks like a season-ending injury. And whether it looks like he tore his hamstring off his bone or he looks like he just had the J.K. Dobbins injury. But then all of a sudden, 5 plays later or the next drive later, he's back out there and he looks like he's brand new. And so that's what you're going to get with Dalvin Cook. He is incredible. Dalvin Cook is everything you want in a running back. And so 102 is Dalvin Cook. 103 is this is where we drop down just a hair in a tier because, excuse you, bud. This is where we drop down just because we don't know the quarterback situation. And we have an idea it's Jameis Winston to start. Of course, we're talking about Alvin Kamara. And Alvin Kamara is somebody that's had 80 receptions every year in his career. So if you're talking about PPR, he is definitely better than when we talk about like Henry and stuff. When it comes to like if you're talking about half-point PPR, that gap definitely narrows down between 3 and like 5, 6 here. So Kamara, I think he's just safe. You're talking about a running back that even in his worst is still a low-end RB1. And I think that when you start talking about some of these running backs, there is some question marks to be had here when we start getting into 4, 5, 6. So I think Kamara is pretty easy that we're going to see him perform at a top 6, 7 level. It may not be the RB1 or 2 like he's done in previous years. Number 4, and this is where we're going to go back to the well of Ezekiel Elliott. I do believe he's going to have a better year this year, and I think this is going to be kind of the last hurrah year. I like what I saw from him. I think Dak is going to have a really good year. I think the offense is going to have a really good year. It's going to be interesting what they do in 2022, but for this season, 2021, in Dynasty, these are players that, of course, you're selling for big. And you're selling for big probably Kamara, probably Zeke into the season because right now they might not be super valuable. They might be really high up there, but once the running backs start getting hurt, you got to hope that Zeke and Henry and Kamara don't get hurt. Those running back values are going to just shoot through the roofs. And that's where I'm trying to get some of these Dobbins, these ETNs plus something big. Like I'm trying to get a Dobbins plus an early first. And then now I have 2 potentially awesome running backs to replace the Kamara, the Zeke. I mean, these are trades that may not happen now, but you give it 5, 6, 7 weeks and you have a team that is missing that running back, they are willing to pay up the farm for it. So number 4, I think I said Zeke. Number 5 is Derrick Henry and his usage. We've seen the analytics that say that this is going to be a down year for him. Even if it's a down year, I think that this is the tier to put him in. If he has a good year, you could say that, well, he should be probably RB3. But I put him down a couple spots because I like Kamara and Zeke's just passing ability, the reception ability versus Henry, who just doesn't have it there. So I'm going to go with Derrick Henry, number 5. Number 6, Nick Chubb. A lot of people are saying, Kareem Hunt. Nick Chubb is a top 8 running back when healthy. That is what it is. Kareem Hunt is there and yes, can be a pest and can be sometimes annoying, but Cleveland runs with Kevin Stefanski's offense, which we know in the Vikings, that they are going to be using the running back a ton. And so Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt work very well together. And Nick Chubb is one of those guys that is, I believe, it's arguably the best running back, the runner of part of that running back equation. I think he's the best running back in the NFL. Now, when you talk about overall running back, you're talking about CMC, Kamara, those guys, and Cook, because they can pass catch as well. Nick Chubb is the best runner part of the running back equation. And Derrick Henry's awesome, but Nick Chubb, I think, is arguably better just with vision, with the ability to gain yards that are not there. He's number one in all those different analytic categories. It seems like year after year after year. Now we have number 7. This is Jonathan Taylor time, and I've had these two fluctuated back and forth, but Indianapolis is one of those that I am really worried about, just that situation there. Indianapolis, they're going to have a good offensive line. Carson Wentz, we don't know if he's going to stay healthy, not be healthy, and there's definitely a higher probability that Carson Wentz has either a bad year or a injured year versus maybe Cleveland having a bad year. Also, we don't know who's going to step up in the passing game. Is it going to be Michael Pittman? Is it going to be Paris Campbell? We don't know. So I think Taylor has just a couple more question marks. I think he is right here at 7 is a really good spot for him, though. But Chubb and Taylor are just really, really, really close. Number 8, this is where I go with Saquon Barkley. We don't know if he's going to be ready for week 1, but if you're going to get 14 games out of Barkley, I feel like this is the spot to put him in, because if he was healthy, and we knew he was healthy, he's arguably, again, up into that 3-4 range. And so having him at 8 is kind of low, but that is where I would have him. Number 9, and this is... I had a redraft league, and this was my second round pick. I had right around the turn, and this is who I'm taking. I have a hard time between 9 and 10, but it's going to be Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson, yes, I think he's going to have an excellent year this year. They talk about how he could have the CMC role. I don't think that may be the case because J.D. McKissick is there, but if you get 80% of CMC, you're getting an RB1. You're getting an RB1, and 80% of CMC is still, bless you, jeez. Is it dusty in here? Yeah, we're gonna get to number 10. Yeah, we're gonna get to number 10. Ready? We're number 10 is Najee Harris, and the best, I think, performing rookie running back this year will be Najee Harris. For 2022, I think there might be another running back that might be ahead of him, or be at least up there with him, competing with him. But 2021, Najee Harris is going to have a ton of volume. I argued maybe putting Mixon here or Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. I think he's going to have a really good sophomore year. Najee Harris is what this. Najee Harris, Mixon, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire are kind of all into this kind of tier here, I think, again, of running backs that are going to have volume. They may not have a huge upside. I'm not going to see Najee Harris be RB3. I don't think that's going to happen. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I don't think we're going to see that quite yet from him either. You want to play with this? So those are my top 10 running backs for 2021. And it changes when it comes to Dynasty because, of course, some of these guys are younger, like Jonathan Taylor, Harris, Gibson. Like those running backs I'm going to want long-term versus some of these, when I say long-term, if I'm not competing all in now versus the Cooks, Kamaras, CMCs. I'm looking for, if I have CMC, I'm looking, okay, if I'm not in the top 2-3 teams, I'm looking at, okay, on team 6, I want Gibson plus something. I want Gibson plus a really good wide receiver. I want Harris plus something. Like those are the trades that I'm trying to make. So we have awesome Patreon supporters. I am actually, we started the Dynasty League. I told midnight was the deadline last night. We are starting that. We are doing a slow draft, 2 hours per pick throughout the day, and then we're going to pause it throughout the night because people are not going to be awake. I'm not going to make people wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. But we're going to be giving away still the DeAndre Swift jersey. You tried eating the Jerry Jeudy jersey. You did. You remember that? All you have to do is, again, be a supporter. You throw $1 in. It's just kind of like a lottery ticket. Well, kind of, but probably a lot better odds. You don't have to get struck by lightning twice in the same time or something like that. So that is always a potential possibility. If you have ideas about Patreon, about things that we can do to help spice up that area, to help intrigue people a part of that. Part of that was being a part of the Dynasty Football Dads League. Of course, if you want to be a part of our intro, that will also be a part of it as well. So we're not going to be doing any more Dynasty Dads Leagues this year. Maybe next year. Maybe. We'll find out. So I am actually Super Flex Tight End Premium. I am pick 10. So let me know who you think I should pick. Some of you are part of the league, so you're probably going to be like, oh, I have number 9. I don't even know who has number 9. Somebody has number 9, and they're probably just like, hey, I am going to snipe you every single time. And if you do that, I'm going to hate you. But it's all right. It's fantasy football, and ultimately I'll get over it because it's fun, and there's plenty of players to choose from. So I'm okay if you snipe me. And I'll probably start putting the results on maybe at the end of some of these videos. So if you are newer to the channel and you just want to follow along, I might just do hey, like we finished round 1. This is what round 1 did. Hey, we did round 3. This is what round 3 did. And then maybe I'll do a whole video right before the season starts of like, this is what our startup ended up being like. So you guys can follow along, and I'll probably be doing week by week updates too. What are you thinking, Jackson? All right. Say bye, Jackson. Time to go to daycare. We gotta go to daycare. Bye. All right. See you guys. See you tomorrow.
Now turn up.